The thing that's really struck me in the last 24 hours or so is that when you're living on these sorts of incomes, with enough planning and enough time and proper budgeting, I think you are okay in terms of food, but you just have very little leeway for sort of the luxuries of life, and some of those aren't that luxurious, to be honest. Yesterday I was, oops, that's falling off. Yesterday I was getting the train back to Cardiff, and I was really tired and I just wanted to sit down and read a magazine, but there was absolutely no way I could afford a magazine. I had to read the free newspaper instead, and then get on with my work, which was probably very good for me, but you know, not very relaxing. And then today my colleagues were going out for coffee in a really nice coffee shop with, you know, posh coffees, and I could have gone and bought a coffee, but if I had, then I wouldn't have had enough money to buy cat food for my 2 cats this evening. And actually a choice that's quite basic like that I've never had to really think about before, and it just makes you appreciate, certainly makes me appreciate how I've just taken it for granted that I can buy a magazine for a couple of quid or a coffee for a couple of quid and not really had to think about it before. And I think it's the small things like that, and it's the planning for bigger expenditure, you know, a car getting a flat tyre or your phone breaking and things like that, that actually must be really, really hard when you don't have very much left at the end of the week. And things like pets as well. I mean, my cats cost an absolute fortune, I think, in cat food over the year, and normally I don't really notice it, but this week I actually really have. And the impact that would have for older people, having cats or dogs or whatever, can be really important for your mental health and the way that you feel about life. But clearly it's actually a real budget issue, and that's something that I hadn't quite appreciated before. My cat now is sitting very calmly and warmly on my lap, and as well as keeping me company, he's also keeping me warm, which is a very good thing. But I think that's something that I'm really going to take away from this, that you can cope on a budget, but it's the unexpected things that you can't cope with, and it's the little luxuries in life which are actually what make life bearable in some cases. And I think those are the things that I've really missed this week, and that I will really appreciate much more afterwards.